WJ.
Okay, so we have had some technical difficulties with the memory card. So the first portion of this interview will be without video, but hopefully the last portion of it will be with video. And if not, you will never hear this, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
When we introduce ourselves, how are we going to tell who's talking?
What? I'll use arrows and digitally
Okay,
point
good idea.
to the people.
Can
in
I
the
get like a
picture.
big red circle?
Yeah. Okay. We are recording.
Yay.
Awesome.
We're here.
Yes, sir. I'm so excited to be here.
Hello.
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 All right.
Hello.
Welcome back for another edition of Meet the Band here at the B-Side Bar, leading up to the second annual Future of Rock Festival next Saturday, April 18th. And I'm joined on stage right now with the band members of Make Believe Residency.
That's
Hello.
me.
Would you guys want to do a quick introduction?
Sure.
Absolutely. Man.
Yeah. My name's Randon Shade, and I play the bass.
I'm Sock, and I play drums, and I scream.
I'm Georgia. I sing.
I'm Lucas. I play guitar.
Bro plays the guitar.
Right on. So I like to start off with just a little bit of your origin story, so to speak, and how you got into music and whatnot. Randon was on one of these just recently with Ugly Lotus, so if you want to give the abridged version, so you don't have to repeat everything again, you're welcome to. But yeah, just give us a little bit of insight into kind of what first piqued your interest into music and kind of what your journey was learning the instrument you're in now.
Yeah. So originally I started my music journey through my parents, who introduced me to bands like Green Day, AC/DC, and The Offspring. And just hearing those songs, I wanted to try to find a way to replicate them. And so I started taking lessons at the School of Rock when I was around 11 years old.
Awesome.
I was a very depressed little tween, and my mom basically said, like, I need to do something with this kid. So she put me in the School of Rock, and from there I'd always liked music ever since I was little, but there was when I really learned and appreciated so much about music in general, playing, performance, even things like mixing and stuff.
Awesome. Georgia?
Okay, so I was born in a big uranium vat. I'm actually joking. That is not what happened. So actually, I was about, I think I was 9, 10 years old. And I really liked watching American Idol. And there's this guy on American Idol named Dalton Rappattoni. And I thought he looked a lot like Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. And so this guy was my favorite. And he also just happened to be like a teacher at a School of Rock. That's like, he was a singer and that's like what he did. And I thought this guy was so freaking cool. And so I got to the School of Rock and I was like, I want to go to the School of Rock. And I started going to the School of Rock, and then I was there for my whole life. I've been singing for a really long time, but it really got me into it, and I started to really enjoy it. I was in choir too, but I there's really nothing like singing, really, like with a band.
Lucas?
I guess I remember I was probably like 6 or 7. And I remember my grandpa, he like picked me up from school or something, and I went over to his house, and he had the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night, the movie, playing. And I had never heard, I'd been listening to like the Wiggles, so like this was a lot different, you know. It was my first introduction to like, you know, rock music, I guess, and that got me into the Beatles really young, and then a couple of years later down the road, my uncle gave me a bunch of one of his old CDs, and in there was like, you know, Chili Peppers, Dookie by Green Day was in there, and I remember putting on that CD and hearing the first few seconds of Burnout on Dookie, and that like changed my life. I like, okay, I'm playing guitar, and I like punk music now. So I found School of Rock, when I was like 14. I was like a freshman, and then I met all these sick fellows over here, and now we're in a band. So yeah.
Well, it was
Awesome.
kind of the opposite for me because when I was a baby, I was bumping my Beatles vinyls, but now recently I've been getting into songs like Toot Toot Chugga Chugga Big Red Car and Fruit
that one's a
Salad.
classic.
So oh yeah, the Wiggles are my favorite band.
I saw them live though, so you're a
I did
fake
too,
fan.
actually.
You guys are one-upping each other. Make Believe Residency was part of the Future of Rock Festival last year, and we had you on the interviews last year with the Meet the Band. But for those who maybe didn't see that episode, give us the rundown on kind of how you guys decided to form the band and your origin story, so to speak.
Yeah, so this project started, I want to say like late 2023. It was me and my buddy Angel. Kind of started this without. It was just us two at first. Kind of. We were gonna do like psych rock. Not totally different from what we're doing now, but it kind of formed once we got Georgia and Robert on board. Kind of an all genres band, and then but leaning more towards punk, I guess. But we just do whatever. We started off playing. I think it was May of 2024 was our very first show. We did all covers, and I guess we started off all covers to get the band chemistry kind of formed. To like playing songs, getting used to playing songs together because we'd all played together in house band, but on our own, it was kind of a different story. So, and then throughout the first year or so, we just started writing our own music, forming our own genre, I guess, of songwriting. And
It was like, what's it called? Wasn't it the first Future Rockers where we debuted our first original song?
Yeah, I think it was last year at Future Rockers. We debuted our first original song. And then over this past year, we had Angel exit to focus on another project, and then we brought in Rannon on bass, and then Rob moved to drums.
Yay!
So kind of a new band chemistry there to kind of work around, but we picked up easily. We've all played together for years, so
it's been really fun thus far.
Yes.
You guys have like the quintessential band energy, Like someday I imagine there's going to be a version of Rock Band where all of you guys will be characters that you can pick.
That would be
to
incredible.
play
I think
as.
they should make that now.
Make it now.
I want to be a ripoff Judy Nails.
Heck yeah.
I want to be a
heck
rip up Judy Hops.
All right, so you guys have how much of your set list should we expect to be originals versus covers next weekend if you're doing like a 45-minute set?
I think we're only doing around 4. I want to say 4 covers.
Okay,
It's
so you
mostly
guys got
originals.
a lot of
Yeah.
new
We're
original
getting
stuff.
closer to playing full sets of originals. So yeah.
Awesome, right on. So. Well, I asked Ugly Lotus about this a little bit. Like, what is your guys' process for songwriting? Do you guys kind of do it collaboratively, or does somebody bring an idea to the table? What does that look like for you guys when you start on a new piece?
I would say it's very collaborative. It also kind of depends on like where I think it kind of depends sort of on where the idea starts from. Because Lucas will bring in a riff, and then we'll all like work on that for a bit. I like to usually form. I usually like to form like a structure. First, just get like the general foundation of the song, and then have them help out, bring their get everybody to bring in their own flavor into the mix.
I think
Nice.
we always make it really important to showcase all of our unique styles. Like I want Rannon's bass I want his bass playing to sound like, his own unique style, and I want Rob's drumming to showcase his abilities, and to Georgia to show off as well. So
Nice. That's awesome. So again, another question I asked Ugly Lotus a little bit ago. You guys are all School of Rock alumni. I think you all played at some point in house band together, right? All right. So how much did that experience kind of help you guys get to where you're at now to be able to start your own band and write songs and go play at shows and whatnot? Just go down the line.
Yeah. Definitely. I talked about this earlier, but so definitely building your own individual skills and what you can bring to the table in a group setting, whether that's musically, whether that's planning, managing, mixing, whatever it is. School of Rock and house band really helps prepare you for individual what you can bring to the table and how you can contribute to the band.
I think it really helped a lot with learning how to work with other people as a member in a band. Also, performing, and within performing, just like doing things on the fly, like if Lucas breaks a string or if I drop a stick.
Happens every show.
More like every song.
Exactly. Kind of developing those skills, but also kind of like learning more about your bandmates, especially with house band, and depending on how long uh, you've been with house band, you make quite a few friends.
I think for me, School of Rock was like a really special experience that kind of like, it kind of taught me basically everything that I know about like working a stage and like, I don't know, just like trying to let go of my inhibitions when it comes to facing people in front of me. I feel like it taught me a lot about that. And I feel like the exposure to different kinds of crowds and different kinds of people really helped me come out of my shell a lot. It helped me socially also, which is an aspect that I didn't really have very many friends before School of Rock, and now I do. Look at all my wonderful friends! Yay! But it also did help me musically, obviously. I learned a lot from School of Rock, and I learned a lot from how to sing, and it was awesome. I was going somewhere with this. I think. Think so.
In the musical aspect, School of Rock helped a lot to like play with in a live band and not just playing by yourself in a basement to like a YouTube music video. So that was a big leap for me. And then there's the aspect of like setting up a stage. That was the big thing for me. Like we've had shows in this band, even like it was a while ago, but where our stage was just a concrete like slab in someone's backyard, and we were able to
Dude, I'm hearing
put up
whispers of garden gallery.
we were able to have the knowledge from having a lot of those kinds of shows at School of Rock to know how to set up monitors and where all the mics would go to mic up the amps and the drums and where to put the PA and all that. So it's like it has a lot more. It taught me a lot more being in School of Rock. Like there's the musical aspect, but there's also setting up a stage and then
the logistics of it.
And then socializing, like they were all saying. Like I wouldn't be who I am today without being with these people that I've been surrounded with. So yeah.
Now I know you guys are all also alumni of Summerfest, which is sort of how our organization kind of came to be a couple years ago. So let's go back down the line and share a little bit about kind of how did it do it again? Is it saying the same error or is it just black?
No flash photography allowed.
I love you, Jack.
Okay, so we have had some technical difficulties with the memory card. So the first portion of this interview will be without video, but hopefully the last portion of it will be with video. And If not, you will never hear this, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
When we introduce ourselves, how are we going to tell who's talking?
What?
I'll use arrows and digitally
Okay,
point
good idea.
to the people.
Can
in
I get like a
picture.
big red circle?
Yeah.
I
Okay, so
want-
we were talking about Summerfest,
Yes.
and kind of just not anything specifically, I guess, but just what was that experience like for you guys? How much did it help you grow, and how fun was it?
Yeah, Summerfest definitely it made me become friends more with all the bandmates I was playing with. Because in my opinion, the biggest part of Summerfest isn't even necessarily playing; it's just being friends and making friends with the people that you're around. And that was probably my favorite part of it. Also being able to play in front of a massive crowd that was life changing.
I would say, um, I don't know. Like,
Rob, you were the face of Summerfest for a while, right? The
I-
year after you
there's-
left, you were on all the School of Rock media and everything.
Bro was on the ads.
yeah. So some friends would like send me pictures and just be like, it's
I know him.
There was really just like being on that stage and just getting to just absolutely rip it on the drums. There's like a euphoric feeling that you can't really replicate anywhere else. And getting to share that experience with or like I would say like bandmates, because we did like we were kind of separated into two groups, but generally also just it also I think it was a good learning experience on just locking the fuck in. 'Cause, I remember doing the drum competition, and I slaved over writing one drum solo. I didn't think I would advance, so I only did the one. So, but another lesson.
Right? Nice.
Oh yeah, it's my turn. What I learned from playing Summerfest was I feel like it was a really good experience. Definitely, like I think one of the biggest things for me was when I played at Summerfest the first year, I was kind of past the point where I got nervous on stage. That was the first stage in a really long time that I had gotten nervous to go on, and it was when I got on there on that big stage in front of all those people, it was just like a normal stage to me. I feel like once you play there, you can play anywhere. That's something that I really learned, and I feel like my friendships that I made at Summerfest were like completely unrivaled. I have so many good memories, like when we barbershop quartetted down the halls. That was really fun. I like doing that.
Remember, did you ever do the like? We went to every floor.
Yes, I remember that. Oh my god! And that one floor was really mad at us because that was the year where we were writing on the whiteboards,
Yeah.
and that one floor got really mad at us, and we're like, "You need to wash it off." And I was like, "Oh my god!" But it was really fun. Yeah, no, I think the biggest part of Summerfest was fun. Honestly, I had a lot of fun, and I made a lot of friends, and it was really fun.
Yeah, they pretty much said what I was gonna say, but the actual playing on the main stages was such a small part of it in a way. Like I remember we did play the main stage at the rave, and that was probably the most people I'd played to personally, and that was
That was pretty packed.
it was packed. Huh?
It got hot.
Oh, sorry, not we. Me and Rannon. You guys weren't there that year. So I wasn't nervous per se. I just that I didn't expect that room to be filled. But the other parts of Summerfest where we're just messing around, having fun, like either on the bus ride there or at the dorms. Like
The bus
that was
ride.
that was probably my favorite part. And then playing with your best friends is just always an amazing experience as well. So
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment of opportunity to ask a unique question because Lucas and Rannon were here on Wednesday when we did our first live panel session, breaking into the scene with some of the musicians from the local area. So we got a lot of good feedback from that, and I think we're going to do more stuff like that. So can you guys share one little tidbit about something you learned maybe that day or what you enjoyed about that experience?
Yeah. I would say I probably learned most how to properly like reach out to venues, what they want to hear, how often you reach out. That was probably my biggest takeaway and biggest question I had. But me and Lucas on the way there, we were preparing that question of how do you properly reach out to a venue? What's like what are they looking for? And it was really nice to have that answered. It was that panel was really helpful.
yeah, I liked hearing a bunch of different perspectives for the 4 people that were up here on how they, I guess, managed to have like a 9 to 5. How they were talking for a little bit and then still play on the weekends and still build that into a career later on, or just stay playing on the weekends, like that work-life balance, but also being able to play in a band. That was my favorite part to hear. Um, and then, yeah, again, like Brandon was saying, we were talking on the way there about what venues want to hear. If they get annoyed with so many emails being sent their way, and then that was answered that night. So it was like, yes, they do get annoyed. But
Well, I
yeah.
will. Rainin gets the award from the Future Rockers of Omaha for best communication skills, though, as far as timeliness of replying to emails and whatnot. So you guys are in good hands with him on the admin stuff.
I take pride. I take pride.
Good job, Brandon.
So you guys are, like we mentioned earlier, alumni of the festival last year. We had our first festival last year. You know, the vision for the festival was kind of inspired from Summerfest, from the parents going and seeing that kind of experience and wanting to like do something like that here. But what was your guys' take on the festival last year, and what are you looking forward to this year?
Overall, it was really just a fun, positive experience. Everyone I saw, whether I was on stage or down on the floor, was just smiling. Um, it was warm out. It was, which hopefully it is this weekend.
We'll keep our fingers
Hopefully.
crossed.
um, and it was so well put together. Food, drinks, community. Everyone was just there having a good time.
I remember having a really fun time watching all the other bands' sets. Uh, specifically moshing with a ripped boot. I can't remember. There was like a panel on the floor somewhere, and my boot just happened to like catch a little bit of it on the floor. I didn't care because I just got to mosh with mosh with a bunch of people, and it was so awesome. It was so awesome.
I had a lot of fun. I do genuinely just like playing festivals in general. Like I've always been a sucker. When I was in School of Rock, I would always love going to like Millard Days and all the days, and just like anything where I can just like walk around and do crap. I really like walking around and doing stuff. So I think walking around and doing stuff was maybe my favorite part. I remember after the show, me and you went and got like the donuts or something, the Fruity Pebble
Yes.
donuts from the truck, and we watched My Little Pony,
Yeah.
and it was awesome. I also really liked doing the art. It made me joyous. I liked doing the art for it.
Hooray!
The festival last year was amazing. It was really fun to play, but it was the first time that I had seen all these people I've been growing up with in School of Rock over the years, seeing their not their solo projects, but their own projects outside of School of Rock, and like seeing Medusa for the first time, and like Caden's own vision in his own project, and then the Red Veil and Garlic, and then all of the bands. It was my first time seeing all of them in the same place, like doing their own separate things, and that was really inspiring for me personally. But and then the food was amazing too.
Right on. Okay, so wrapping up here, one of the last questions I always ask everybody is, and the answer is usually kind of obvious, but it's great to get the sound bites so I can put it in social media over and over again. So, what's something that the community can do to kind of better serve the music scene here, and specifically young bands like you guys kind of getting your start and going out there?
Yeah, I talked about this a little bit, and it's just be nice to people. Anyone you meet, make friends, be nice to people, introduce yourself, hear other people's stories, tell your own stories, meet people, and just spread positivity. Be nice.
Definitely go to shows. Go to a lot of shows and talk to people. I've personally, for me, it's kind of nerve-wracking talking to anybody like
Me
who I'm
too.
going to see play a show, even if it's like someone I already know. Go to shows. Be good to people.
Be excellent to each other.
Exactly.
I think as well as these other things, I think when you are seeing a band, I think it's really important to not be afraid to get right up there. I notice bands are really like when you get right up there and you dance and you're like visibly having a whole bunch of fun. Usually when I'm performing and I see a crowd, I feed off of the energy in that crowd. If the crowd's happy, I'm happy, and I'm trying to work really hard to make the crowd happy.
And then you jump into that crowd.
And I jump into the crowd and
Georgia
it's, and,
does
it's, and
have
I
a
walk
tendency to
around and
jump
it's really
into that
fun.
crowd.
I have a lot of fun doing that. But it's just allow yourself to let loose and have fun and be excited and be yourself at a show. I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's more fun that way. And I feel like a lot of people are taking themselves way too seriously nowadays. Be you and have fun.
Quote it.
Yeah, especially go to a lot of shows. Be yourself. People take themselves way too seriously. Life's not fun if you do that. So have some fun once in a while. Don't create drama.
True.
Spread positivity and surround yourself with positive people. And listen to smaller like radio stations like Metro Fuzz, or go on like Bandcamp and listen to many smaller artists on there, and that's another way you can support smaller artists, and then merch and stuff as well. That's just tied into going to shows.
That's how I found. Was actually just talking to people was kind of how I found like my favorite goth band now, Oh Children. Was just talking with others and sharing music. Cameron.
Did it do it again?
No, are you kidding me?
Are we back?
Oh yeah. Well, let's just get wrapped up quickly then. It's dying. Okay. So
Okay. Yeah. Talk to people, because that's how you'll probably find your new favorite band.
right on. Okay. Well, hopefully the camera's still going. Thank you guys so much for coming out here. We're gonna flip them over to the instruments and let them record a few songs. And you can come check out Make Believe Residency with the other artists next weekend at the Future of Rock Festival on April 18th. And thanks again to the B-Side for hosting us and having us out here. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Shout out
you.
B-side.
Thank you.
Please come see us.
Been upon the shop, the hills awkward silence fills the bar. My breath shakes before me, their eyes pierce like a bullet in a wall. And I've never been too sure of myself. Tonight let's pretend I am somebody else. And while I sing for the crowd, shake it up as the lights go down. Well, I've never been too fond of myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can take some comfort in the lights that blind my view. And all I want is just to be young, 'cause I'm tomorrow's story. In 5, 4, 3, 2. I've never been too sure of myself. Tonight let's pretend I am somebody else. And while I sing for the crowd, shake it up as the lights go down. Well, I've never been too fond of myself. Never been too sure of myself. Tonight let's pretend I am somebody else. And while I sing for the crowd, pick it up as the lights go down. Well, I've never been too fond of myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're the best you learn to keep going. By the head, by the masquerade. Live and let them light. It's got your life hot from the hottest times. Stay far from the lights of the skies. Rest your weary head and refuse to cry. Let the world only know. Only know the life you've been told to show the best you learn to keep going. Headed by the masquerade.